Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to go ahead and do the weekly holistic review, the psychic medium reading about the holistic community, and it's holistic with a W. So we're going to go right through today, May 7th, right through the 20th. Everything is about a review right now. Everything is about how to get it done, on how to proceed forward, on something natural, especially since there's a talk of autism and how it affects and reflects everyone at a be at bay. So when you say it like that, you have to say, there's somebody who did this. And when they say, like, in this tone of voice of autism, that you have to be at bay, it really is derogatory, and it actually is impeding their rights as individuals because they can't speak for themselves, but they speak in other ways. So they're trying to get all this all done, and they're trying to get everything in order because they really want to incorporate everything with holistic to big medical in collaboration. So when you actually see this and you go through, you have to say, what is going on in the next like 2-3 weeks? So we really had this discussion from Robert Kennedy, our healthcare advisor right now, that you can't even understand like how high it is. And when you see it, and he's, using everything in his title right now, it had to do with something of a coming together. It had to be everything to the whole point where you can't even do. You can't even do. So when I actually see it to the point where it goes, it's not really intuitive. It's not really logical on how they're really cutting away at all the food sources. And then holistic goes, yes, we actually do. So where does this actually fall in line? This is the discussion on the table. This is where these partnerships are trying to like really come in, and they're doing this kind of maneuver to actually see it. It's like a struggle. So they say, well, my children, my grandchildren only eat these things, but we have to take it away because it's not good for them, and it's not good for anyone right now. And they do recognize that. They really do. So then it comes right down to the pike. So when it comes in at a type of like velocity of a crash of these individuals, it really is so low, like a sugar low, that they start saying, well, maybe they have diabetes. Well, that's only what they can do. It really is no naivety. There's no emotion. It's really nothing new. There really is nothing of getting together. But what is this mineral deal that got cut with Ukraine and us right now? Because we have to talk about it. It really was about alkaline water, and it really was about spring water. And now we're talking about potentially mineral water. So what's going on with us? Why do we need to have the mineral deal? It really is about something of skill, it's something of work, something of not actually doing it hard right away. When you see the King of Cups, it is everything of like balanced emotions, and then you don't see those balance of emotions, but it's an alleviation of a struggle. It's kind of odd. There's something of a working together that you can't get it done. You can't get it done. And when you see it, you go, holy cow, you can't even do it at all. There's no like straightforward path. You have to do it, and it comes in so quickly that everyone's like, I heard it on the news. No, shut it down. And then they go, no, you have to understand there were contracts still. We had to usher it in. We had to usher it in. This is what we wished for, huge changes in the foods and the clothing to everything about that we use on a daily basis, down to Tesla. because that propelled forward. It was foreseen it would happen. And then it goes, no, I can't. It really is hard, especially when you're trying to do like PTOT speech. And when you're trying to do PTOT speech and you're working with individuals with disabilities, it really is hard. It comes in quick on a shutdown. And sometimes it's just not known why. So where is this actually going? It's still like a lot of talking, back forth. So why can't it be open? Why can't it be open? It really is a give ahead. It has to do with a working together. It has to do with you're not to see what that working together is. It really is not what people wanted. Like everyone's on the same page. Like we did not want this. And then when you see it, you go, continue to balance, continue to clear, cleanse, and attune. And then all of a sudden you say, why am I clearing and cleansing my space and prior and after my patients or my clients and my customers coming in constantly? It really has to do with negative energy. And when you sit balanced, it comes through so hard because it's good. It feels better. All of a sudden, it makes no sense. All of a sudden, everyone is right at the crossroads. So it still incorporates about that mineral deal, something about balance, something about overload, something about how to get it done, how to get an overload to an overlay. And when you say overload and overlay, don't get scared. It actually means better like habits of hydration to depletion to a free will choice if they have mineral water. It really goes down to a law and everyone freaks out. And that's how you know. That's how you know that there was something already known about contracts. And it really wasn't what people wanted at all. Because especially when you see this nastiness come through with this Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor in reverse to Six of Pentacles, it's you put it right out there and it's no deal because you can't even see it coming. And that's how people are like. And when you look at it and you go the Five of Swords to the Judgment, to the Lovers, to the Four of Swords, on this like civil unrest. That's it is by law anything on how you run your business. Okay, so here it is. And you see these conversations. Yes, we have been in compliance of using or dispensing our medical marijuana. We have been. So holistic crew, what am I trying to actually draw in? What does the universe and collective globe want this holistic community to succeed at, where it's realistic expectations of what is actually truly happening? It is referrals. It is getting it known. It is a boiled down to point after being using everything to exhaustion, to maybe even if it's a first choice. It's a form of justice that holistic community can actually bring forward, that you didn't really understand what you could do. And when you see it and you go through it to this Nine of Pentacles, you got it. I'm succeeding. I'm doing well. So when you look at it, it seems reckless, but how the holistic community brings in wellness and has this type of justice for people, that it actually gives anxiety to others They're like, it really wasn't that hard. I just did a couple sessions and they were able to speak again freely without a speakeasy. You didn't need a bar or anything, which is okay. That's their choice on however they want to get it out. But it alleviates a struggle. A lot of times, whatever someone is going through, and sometimes we're not to know, maybe it's legal and judicial and law enforcement, how, like, getting this out where they have no leeway anymore because it's like a type of litigation and mitigation unknown. And then, it gets to the point of law of polypharmacy. And then it gets to boiling it down that maybe you're too much like OTCs. You can't even see it. Whatever. It really ends like a cycle when you see that wheel in reverse. When you see the Knight of Wands, holy cow, like when they click on and they say, no, I hear it, I see it, I feel it, because you did it properly, clean, sober, everything in compliance of all of it to standards of healthcare as what they want it. You can't even believe it. You can't even. So when you see that Page of Wands in reverse to the Page of Cups, it really is talking about how people are missing messages from energy, from other people's energy, to where they can't even read their faces well. And then when you see it, it has this turning point where you can't even believe how hard it is to actually do a walk away from something, but it's wishes. You don't always have to have your chakras on to actually be balanced and attuned and aligned. So when you actually incorporate even chiropractic to craniosacral therapy, to other methods of healing, to even testing, like, is their intuition and instinct on? That's actually something that you can actually like go with law enforcement. You can even just make like an anonymous call in and say, you know what, they're really showing there's no instinct or intuition due to impulsivity, and I've been working with them for a while. So when you see this, and you see the magician, it's incorporating even a form of energy that's rare to do a draw out. That's a draw out. Like, show me what I need to see. The Seven of Cups actually goes through it to where you're trying to figure it out. And many people are kind of like, about Reiki, when it wasn't like that. But when you see this, it's about locking it down, about negative female energy. So let's talk more about that. As we reviewed a couple of times, you really see it through to where you go. So you've got negative male energy and negative female energy. Were you doing like witchcraft in a past life? Because you got warlock in you, and then you've got sorceress, and then you kind of trying to like be gentle about everything. Maybe you're not clean and clear in there, and maybe there's something else that got stuck in a past life in you. So then you say it and you go, the King of Cups, how could Reiki or anything like that, to where they're doing herbs and tinctures, to where they have to be like a continuous patient, customer, however they address it. Like I said, King of Cups to the Four of Pentacles, it has to do when they find there's no attunement, they can't hear intuitively. There's some sort of securement that shouldn't be there to make them solitude. The Four of Wands actually goes through and it says you can't even do, like, usually it's kind of like a ritual, even to sound therapy, group therapy. And it comes in like a slide on the table to where you say, yeah, we could see this coming about like inheritance. When they start talking about inheritance, it's like a type of group therapy with holistic, which is common, which is really good, that you can't see coming. And then they say, they gave us a cold. We inherited it. So it really throws everyone's like intuition completely off where they can't pick up on anything. All right. What else do we need to know? Let's look at this one, Akashic Tarot, and that will be it for tonight. It's really not like a foreseen arrow where it goes Uriel and the Sphinx. It really has to talk about religious beliefs with this community over the next 3 weeks that is still kind of, I hear the public say odd, but really it is trying to respect all beliefs. Because when you see the ascent and you actually see them rise up and climb up to where they need to be or meeting their goals, that you actually see the King of Scrolls in reverse saying, well, we didn't document it. So that's on the table also, is actually progress of your individuals. So when you look at it, it says the initiation and the Count of Saint Germain in reverse is not something that really wants to be seen. But it's out there. It really is out there. So with that being said, that's all you need to know. Any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll talk to you soon.